Coming back here, it means a lot to us. We were able to make it here last year and hopefully make it again.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I'm old enough to remember Iowa State where it was like a huge deal to win 6 games. You guys are, by all means, lining up in July with nothing short of a Big 12 championship in mind. Is that's the feel, right, in the locker room?
It is, and I think what's funny about that is we had a team meeting yesterday, and Coach Campbell was talking to us. It kind of felt that last year was kind of like we ended the season with a bowl win, but like did we really end the season on a good note? And we kind of all thought about it. It's really like we didn't. We lost the Big 12 championship, and that's what we wanted. Scratch out the 11 wins and scratch out the the Pop Tarts bowl win, but we won we won a Big 12 championship, and we want that trophy. We want that ring, and I think. Understanding that last year really wasn't a success in our minds. I think coming back this year is just it shows our grit and our determined just to go out there and win.
Where are you at mentally this year compared to maybe when you were down here a year ago? Because Taylor's called plays for a year now. Now you don't have your wideouts, but you got the new guys coming in. You got your tight ends. Just where's Rocco Becht at mentally as a player compared to 365 days ago?
Honestly, I'm in a great spot. I think we in our receiver room we have a lot more depth than we had last year. Having those two guys was great, but now we have a lot of more talent that's able to go out there and we're able to rotate guys in and just spread around the ball. And I think last year we were trying to get the ball to those two guys, and I think this year is going to help me out a lot with progressing through my reads and knowing that I have guys in each spot where I can go out and throw them the ball. And I think that's going to help my game tremendously. And I think Mouse having come back another season, this is going to be my first year having the same OC 2 years in a row. And so, I should be in a good spot, should feel comfortable, having that bond with him, having that connection, being able to tell my opinions. So I'm in a good spot right now.
Talk me through what the offseason has been like with the new wide receivers. I'm assuming you guys have got together quite a bit, but what has that process been like?
It's been crucial. I think during the season, it's all gonna go back to winter, to spring ball, to summer. All the reps that we were able to get, when everybody was at home, when we were still at the facility, when the coaches aren't out there, just us going out there and throwing. I think those reps are gonna come in handy during the season, and we've been able to do a good job of that so far. And hopefully, fall camp, just adds on to that, and we're able to produce, better football for the season.
Is there any difference, I guess, in the offseason knowing it starts a year earlier and you've got one of your biggest rivals in week 0 compared to, we've got an FCS team at Jack Trice in week. Do you feel any different, or is it business as usual?
I think it is business as usual, but will be, one of the hardest 4-game stretches that, I think Iowa State has ever had. Is, we're playing 2 of our rivals in the first 3 weeks of the year, and that's really hard for teams, to do, because usually you come out and you play, some lower end team and kind of get the rust off. But we're not. We're playing, a team like Kansas State that's a rival, that's a good team in Ireland. And then we're coming back home and playing a team like South Dakota who's done really well, in the FCS. And I think, and then after that is Iowa. And then going to Arkansas State is going to be tough. We did that 2 years ago and played Ohio and lost that game. And so I think it's going to be a good test for us those first 4 weeks and knowing who we are.
What, in your opinion, it's early July, a lot's going to happen. What has to happen for you guys to max out this year as a team?
I think it's going to come, here in this fall camp, seeing who can, withstand the adversity in fall camp that Coach Campbell puts us through, and knowing who's going to rock with us. And I think we have a good team that, everybody on our squad is willing to do, whatever it takes for us to win and not focus on themselves. And I think that's huge for us. That's what we were able to do last year, and hopefully we can replicate that this year.